12th round pick, which was my last year at that time. So it didn't. It doesn't matter, you know. And like I said, I don't know if they still do that these days because a lot of leniency, I guess, is out there now for players. But they definitely ragged on the rookies back then.
What was your size when you got drafted? Height and weight?
I actually came out of college. I was I'm still 5'9.5", but I was about 175
That's
pounds.
That's not big, bro. That's small.
My playing weight. My playing
oh
weight
my
was
God.
100. And my playing weight was 185 pounds.
I remember.
You probably get destroyed.
I remember when
steroids.
I'm saying, but I remember when you made the team, and I remember watching that first season, and I know you did some things in '93, the first season, and I remember saying, "Look at this little dude." I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing, bro.
Yeah, I mean, when I watch you and Deion Sanders run, I was like,
yeah.
whoa.
Oh, no. Now, I'm gonna tell you, and me and Michael Lewis, talking about the Saints Hall of Fame, we both went at the same time.
Also
Mike,
a Saints inductee this year.
If you go according to times, Mike was faster than I was.
That's the beer,
man.
Yeah, Budweiser, bro. That's the fuel.
My fastest time coming out of college was a 4.29, which I ran my junior year. My senior year, I ran a 4.31 and a 4.35.
Yeah, you're right. I don't remember.
Time-wise, Mike was faster.
Yeah, but dude, I seen you break out the gate a little quicker and get into the opening a little faster. Whereas I seen the beer man do a little more elusiveness. You know what I'm saying?
Parallel up and down.
But it's great to have both of y'all returners being inducted into the Saints Hall of Fame this year. Am I correct? Is it both of y'all this year going into the Saints Hall of Fame?
Both of us got inducted Halloween weekend, and then not only that, we're the first two to actually be from New Orleans.
Yes, indeed. Hello. Holla at your people down in the Big Nola. Yes. Well, let me ask you a few questions more. You had some career days, bro. What was your favorite memory of being a Saints player and returning some kicks? I got a lot of memories of you. I mean, I watched it many times, bro. What was your favorite game, bro, as a Saints player?
Well, I would have to say, obviously, the whole season of my first year, because as a rookie, I went to the Pro Bowl.
Yes, you did. Dude, that was awesome.
As a rookie, I went to the Pro Bowl, but obviously, my best game or my favorite game, I would have to say, is my second year.
94.
Going to the playing in the Rams game where I set the NFL record.
Yeah,
and not only did I have the NFL record that game, I also that was the first game I started as a defensive back.
Wow, good call. And you beat Flipper Anderson, who was a Ram, for the record of returning. Yeah. That's the record you broke. So you were playing against that team, and I don't know if he was still on the team or not, but it was nice to have to beat the record against the game.
He was. He was. In fact, that was the first time I actually got scored on.
What?
That was the first touchdown I had scored on was Flipper Anderson.
Now you know that's humble to admit that right here on the Sports Guru Show.
You just added another factoid in his brain. He just soaked it up like a sponge.
It wasn't many of them, but I can remember that one.
Yeah, bro, you went against a lot of good people back in them days, and that was the end of a great era in the NFL because after 93, 94, 95, the NFL kind of slacked off a little bit as far as talent-wise and great players being gone for the NFL. So you guarded the best. And Flipper Anderson, my God, he had a great career with the Rams. But let me ask you, Tyrone, you went to Dallas. We ain't worried about all of that. But
how dare you?
In Chicago.
Yeah, that's right. The Bears. But how did it feel to be with the Saints who didn't make the playoffs? And I'm not going to get into any negatives here, but didn't you feel like you kind of missed out on something with Bobby Hebert being gone? And even when Jim Everett came, it just never did. We never did have the talent when you were with the Saints, and that's probably why you moved on.
I wouldn't say we didn't have the talent. We didn't have the coaching. I mean, and one of the things the Saints always. One of the things the Saints always did was, and for whatever reason, why would you mess with the defense that you had?
Oh, my God. Good call.
Back then, but the problem
you get rid of Pat Swilling. You let Ricky Jackson go. Yeah.
You know, the thing was, you never addressed what the real issue with the Saints was back then was the offense.
Steve Smith.
You never really had a quality quarterback.
Right.
You never really had a quality offensive line, although you had
offensive coordinator.
You had Willie Roaf, you had Dombrowski in there, but you never really had a quality offensive line.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
that was the ones, and of course, there were several games that all we needed to do was get a first down.
Wow.
And to win the game, and it never happened.
And here you got Steve Smith on third and 8. Yeah, you got Steve Smith on third and 8 giving it to Ironhead Hayward on third and 8 when you should be passing the ball.
No. That wasn't Steve. Steve was the defensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator was Carl Smith.
That's what I meant, Carl Smith. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, and that was the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, dude, totally. Oh, my God, you're making me relive all of that agony in the past. But I tell you what, bro, it was nice to have you with the Saints. Oh my God, you had so many.
Wait, but I have to ask though, when you talk about the O-line, well, how do you feel about the O-line today, especially after last week's performance with the Texans and how J.J. Watt says we need to hold?
Well, one thing you guys have to understand is that and getting to the Panthers, and looking at last week.
Here we go.
Tyrone, when you was in the house, you got the floor, T.
The Houston Texans were basically favored coming into this season.
Absolutely.
They just started off bad.
Yeah,
they're starting to get all of their guys. They got all of their guys back last week. But when you have a J.J. Watt, a Vince Wilfork, and a Jadeveon Clowney, who really hasn't shown up like his potential,
all three together finally at the same time, right?
To try nobody else. I think as long as they keep their guys safe, and they have a great secondary.
Yeah, they do.
Understand this with the New Orleans Saints, and I say this on my radio show, and Baby Doll has heard me say this.
Yes,
the New Orleans Saints are a young team. The majority are rookies.
Yes.
Every level you play on, it takes you 3 years.
3 to 5, no doubt.
When you're on the high school level, you come in at 10th grade, you don't really understand the game until 12th grade. When you get on the college level, you don't really start understanding the game until your junior year or redshirt.
That's 2 to 4 years right there. Much less getting in the NFL.
You get to the NFL level, it's going to
another
take
2,
3
3,
to
4
years to learn it on that level. So understand, these guys are just out there playing on talent.
Only Drew Brees.
The difference maker in every aspect of the game comes down to coaching. Having knowledgeable coaches that know how to develop these kids and have them put in position to understand what they're going to go through. The problem you have is that most coaches nowadays, you got a lot of these guys who start out as grad assistants on college level where they basically just break down film or what they call quality control on the NFL level.
Then they get out on the field,
film 24/7, and after 2 years, they get a coaching job.
So they throw it to the wolves.
How can you prepare a kid that's playing on the field
when you barely know what you're doing? Right.
For a situation you've never been in.
Right. Hello.
And that's why people look at these kids and say, well, they don't have talent. If you're playing in the NFL, you got talent.
Right.
You don't have the coaching.
So you got a trial by fire coaching-wise is what you're saying. Absolutely.
Coaching is on-the-job training. You learn year in and year out of what not to do because of what happened last year. This is what we learned. It's on-the-job training.
You done with your radio career, maybe you should try coaching, bro. You sound like you know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to get into that now.
That's what I'm
saying. I can't get a job because everybody tells me I don't have enough experience.
Trust me, bro. No, you gonna get in where you fit in, bro. Because guess what? New Orleans is like that, but we got people that we know how to crowbar our way in.
And back to what you said, only Drew Brees and 15 other current players have experienced the winning season.
Right, so it's a culture shock for the Saints players. More Saints players on this 53-man marathon used to losing than winning.
Looking at the defensive side of the ball, you're laden. And the one thing you got to have with a defense, you got to have communication, you got to have cohesiveness, meaning guys got to play together for some period of time.
Right.
Because you got to understand where each other's going to be. You got to be able to trust.
And with all the injuries we
had with the Saints is that when you look at that Atlanta game and when they went on that 3-game winning streak, the whole defense was intact.
You had Stephon Anthony, you had Kikaha.
Guys started coming along.
Right, you had all those guys that was together through the preseason, right.
But after that, after those
you had injuries.
You had injuries.
Right.
So now you done took your starting 2 linebackers out.
Now you got people playing who they hadn't played in 2 years, right?
So there's no communication going on.
You got Kenny Phillips coming in at safety,
So guys are just lining up and playing and not really talking and having an understanding of what's happening.
Right, they don't know where each other's supposed to be at certain times, right?
Exactly. So the one thing that made, I know people don't want to hear about him.
Talk to him.
The one thing that made Darren Sharper so well is because he was a veteran player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being a veteran player, you've seen it all.
He was a quarterback.
Like 12, 13 years.
Absolutely.
You didn't saw
He
it
played
all.
with winning teams in Green Bay. He played winning teams in Minnesota. What a quarterback on the defense we had back there. Look, if the ball got too deep, he was taking it all the way back for 6. Yeah, you ain't lying.
He was taking it all back. But not only that, he was able to put guys in position. He understood the game. He was able to tell one corner, hey, look, they're going to throw the ball to this side. You on your own. I'm going to help out over here. He was always a ball hawk because he could read the quarterback and see where they were going. These kids now don't have that understanding because they haven't been in the game long enough.
And Jarius Byrd, with all his experience, is no Darren Sharper. Let's just face it. You know what I'm saying?
The Saints, you got to look at it as this. The Saints are rebuilding, although they haven't said that.
Right. No, absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
Give them 2 to 3 more years, which hopefully, Drew might still be around, but if he's not, start putting in a young quarterback, get him developed, get him going, and now you got a young laden team right now that's all starting off together.
Well, we got Tyrone Hughes talking to us right now on 1560 WSLA at the Sports Guru Show. We're going to keep him with us here on the line. As long as you got some time, we got you, baby boy. Talk to me today. Why am I not scared of the Carolina Panthers? Tyrone, I know how you are. I know you want to set everybody straight. I know you want to keep people real. But do we have a legitimate chance to beat the Panthers? I mean, we put them on 14 games ago. Can we take them out? And is this season really over? I mean, really, we mathematically still in it. Talk to me, bro. Talk to me about today.
Mathematically, we still in it.
Thank you.
But are we going to do it? No. Reason being, I don't see the fire in those guys out
and that obviously, you being a player.
Okay, what if we commit to running the ball today, though? Because, Ingram's going to get it done.
Right, whether that happens or not.
Ingram can't get it done by himself.
Exactly. Hey, look, Tyrone, talk to me about that fire you're talking about. How important is it? And the Gregory man who calls our show all the time talks to us about fire and magic and stuff like that. How important is that to an NFL team when they need a win?
Say that again?
I'm talking about that fire. That fire you're talking about. How important is that for an NFL team when they need a win? How important is that magic that you talked about?
Well, it comes down to everybody.
That you don't see. You haven't seen that. You don't see that.
I haven't seen it.
Right.
I haven't seen it.
So you think Sean Payton?
It comes down to a lot of it comes down to player for player having that belief in himself and in his other teammates of saying, yeah, we can get it done. But again, it comes from the head coach, and I haven't even seen that from Sean on the sideline. I mean, Sean used to look at guys. Guys
used to be so mad at stuff. Yeah.
Guys that come off the field and they go to the other end of the field trying to avoid Sean.
Yeah, because he looked like he wanted to bite their head off. Exactly.
He would go find him, and you
haven't seen that yet. Now he's like making an excuse at the end of the game, but Smiles.
A lot of people are starting to look at Mickey Loomis too.
DJ Smiles, you had something for Tyrone Hughes?
Well, yeah, I was asking about that fight, and he was talking about how sometimes it comes down to the coach, and I was thinking about Sean Payton. Do you feel like Sean Payton has completely checked out, like he's not even invested?
Baby doll has mentioned many times.
He's not invested in the team,
and again, I don't know what goes on at practice, but from what I've seen so far on the sideline, it's just not the same Sean Payton.
Wow, and I totally agree. Absolutely, there's no doubt about it.
And then you done fired Rob Ryan, which it really, his schemes
players loved him.
Things to do with him, but Rob Ryan can't make interceptions. Rob Ryan can't make that.
He ain't sacking the quarterback with that belly.
So a lot of things where it has to come down to the accountability of the players. And again, when you have a young laden team, they just don't have that understanding yet. And that's what people don't realize. But when you fire Rob Ryan to say, okay, your defense isn't doing well, but now you only scored 6 points against the Texans.
Yeah.
What happened to your offense?
Exactly. Well, let me just say, in Dennis Allen's defense, they did kind of start slowing down in the second half, but that's no excuse. But anyway, look.
But again, with the thing that the defenses has gone through, with the changes, with the
injuries,
I thought they played a decent game.
I think so as well.
Defensively against the Texans.
Right, no doubt.
Offense just didn't put up any points.
Hello. Let's get away from that Texans game, bro. And I know you think the season's over. You said it here on the Sports Guru Show. I'm going to say that we're still mathematically in it, and I'm hoping for the best. But anyway, talk to me about today. I already know. You're a Who Dat for life, dog. I know
That's
that.
Why
I know where you grew up. I know where you went to school, bro. But anyway, if the Saints have a chance to win today, how can they beat the Panthers in the Dome and knock them off their winning streak? Talk to me, Tyrone.
First of all, you're going to have a defense that's going to put pressure on Cam Newton. They got a great
which we haven't seen.
Which we haven't seen. And you also have to have good tackling. I mean, at the point of attack.
You can't tackle nobody with your arms.
That's one of the things we've been missing on this defense. And obviously in the passing game, we can't give up big plays.
Yeah, you need Brendan to calm down with all the penalties.
Yeah, Browner. Kenny Vaccaro cannot be your lead tackler because he's the last line of defense to safety. You can't have him be your lead tackler in the game. Absolutely not. Well, therefore, we are.
With the penalties.
Well, Tyrone, you said what he had to say today on the Sports Guru Show. We want to thank him for calling the show. Oh my God!
Hey, real quick, can you tell us about the how we could get a Saints Hall of Fame jersey?
Yeah, bro, I saw that. Bro. Talk to us, dog. Talk to us.
Actually, there are 3,000 jerseys that the NFL did. They're limited edition. We're down to about 1,300 and I think 40 of them. They have my name on the back. Obviously, the 32 jerseys, Tyrone Hughes on the back. But they're also embroidered with New Orleans Saints 2015 Hall of Fame inductee.
I seen the picture.
I really
It's
appreciate
beautiful.
the NFL doing that for me.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you want to get one, anybody out there, they can either go to my Facebook page. The information is on there.